On Tuesday, Vice President Kamala Harris led a roundtable about the Supreme Court's recent abortion decision and how disabled persons would be negatively affected by lack of access to abortion. Kamala critical Twitter blew up after a clip of how the Veep introduced herself made the rounds. Let's watch.
Good afternoon. I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. And
now, I am typically Kamala critical Twitter. That's me. But it frustrates me to see this being the thing that made the round. I understand on first blush it seems like weird, but this is actually very common practice.
Right.
When you're talking to people who are, blind or hearing impaired, visually impaired, to describe what the scene is. And, there were some other examples. I saw one with the star of Bridgerton doing this at an award event where they had a special screening for blind folks. And one of the reporters was blind and said, "Can you just describe your outfit?" And he also seemed a little rattled at first, and then realized what was going on and just described the outfit. And it does seem to me that Republicans are overreaching now with some of the stuff. Here's the Regé Jean Page example.
Not too bad. Word on the street is you have an amazing outfit on. I would love, as I'm a blind broadcaster, if you can audio describe your fabulous attire tonight.
Audio describe my fabulous attire. Okay, well, I thank you for the description that is fabulous. I hope so. It is a greyish Oswald Boateng suit. I get told off for misdescribing colours, but it's somewhere in the grey range.
Spectrum,
we are wearing a silver necklace that I should know who made it, but I don't. It's kind of got a little semi-crescent going on. On a thin silver chain, leading our way down to a white string necklace. Underneath these smart suit jackets, and we're juxtaposing different styles here, hopefully in a stylish way.
Love it, yeah.
As we move further down, we get a silver.
So as you can see,
I saw the little heart gesture you did.
Yeah, I thought my husband came out very well. That clip. No, but on all seriousness, what did you make of it?
No, I was going to surprise you, I think, by actually agreeing that and explaining what you just explained, which is that no, she's describing the way she looks for people who are blind, which does. The first time I saw this done, I don't know what context it was. I was like, what is going on? But yeah, that makes sense. I guess, some conservatives were objecting specifically to the pronoun aspect of it, and, the pronoun wars are an endless struggle.
Look, Robby, there are no pronouns in the Constitution.
I know, we actually should share this person we were dunking on because this is a good dunk. Laverne Spicer, this is a candidate for GOP congressional candidate in Florida, who just tweeted, "There are no pronouns in the Constitution." So interesting fact, the first word in the preamble of the Constitution is "we," which is a pronoun. So
people are pointing out, I think her head picture on Twitter, the top picture, is a picture of the Constitution, and people are screen grabbing it, circling me.
So yeah, okay, to be more serious, it's not possible to be more serious at this point.
Things are new. I get it. Things are new and weird. People didn't go around the circle and name the pronouns when I was in college 15 years ago. Things change. I understand people bristle a little bit. When the first time I saw or heard people do one of these, descriptions for the blind, I didn't know what was going on either. I thought it was just people being extra, but I was wrong. So I get it. I get the emotional response, but it does seem to be a weird, cruel bully instinct that's going on where everyone is so eager to jump to these conclusions. Look, I'm the queen.
There can be a bullying about the pronoun police as well, though. Excuse me, my pronouns are they.
Sure.
How dare you?
For sure.
Blah, blah,
I do
blah.
think there was a great article by, I think, Sam Adler-Bell in New York Magazine a month or two ago. I did a podcast episode about it because he had this definition of wokeness that I think really captured what the problem is for people who are frustrated by not the substance of these movements, but some of the vibes around the movements. And is this idea not that things should be better or things should be described a certain way or done a certain way, but that everyone should already know. And the thing that what ticks people off is this attitude that presumes that you should already be up to date on the new thing. And most people, most trans people, most black people, most whomever, most Latinx people, they're very, I'm joking,
right?
But they're very patient with folks because we deal with that every day of our lives, and we're used to being the outlier, and you just calmly explain to people. I just had a guest who insisted on describing things as Negro this and Negro that, and it is that. You just move through it because he's an older gentleman and it is what it is. But I dislike Kamala. I'm very frustrated with her. I do not think she's an effective public speaker or a good politician. But this isn't it.
And that day is every day.
That's it. She will give you another opportunity to have a clean dunk. But this is a messy basket. Let's leave this one alone.
Well, according to a new University of New Hampshire Survey Center Granite poll, just 6% of likely Democratic Party voters in the key voting state said she was their first choice for the Democratic nominee for president. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, your favorite person, Briahna, he edged out Biden in this same poll. As for the Democratic Party nationwide, a new CNN poll finds 75% of Democratic voters want somebody other than Joe Biden as their nominee for president in 2024.
Yeah, I talk about this a little bit in my radar. To be clear again, everybody beat Biden in New Hampshire. It's like a weird state to poll. I think he came in 5th. I think Amy Klobuchar, Elizabeth Warren, obviously Bernie Sanders, and Pete Buttigieg all beat Joe Biden in New Hampshire. I don't think he got out of 4th place until South Carolina with those first 4 primaries. But the point of the matter is that, Harris is not popular. She won 0 states. She had to drop out of the primary before California, her home state, because Andrew Yang, basically unknown entity, was polling better than her in California. Obviously, Bernie won California big, although they declined to call it for quite some time because that would have looked inconvenient on those nice big maps of how the primaries were going. But look, we know this about her. And it was a known quantity about her before she was picked as VP.
They really were just checking off boxes.
And she didn't do well with black voters.
No.
That's the thing. If the justification is...
The most surface of boxes they were checking off.
It's nothing that... Bernie outpaced Kamala Harris 2-1 with black voters. That's an inconvenient truth, but that's the truth.
Right.
And so this is the thing with this identity politics stuff. To the extent that you're saying, oh, I want someone who's going to go to bat for black people or gay people with respect to Pete Buttigieg or any other group, women, you gotta actually show that they're doing it. And I saw a clip earlier today, and I wanna give some credit to Eddie Glaude over at MSNBC, because there was an interview being conducted of Carolyn Maloney, who's running against Jerry Nadler in New York City. There's been some redistricting, and these two establishment Democrats are going up together against each other now in this new district. And she was asked, why are you the better candidate? And she says something about women fight harder. Women fight harder. And Eddie Glaude, he did his job as a journalist that day, and he said, can you actually describe what that means? What does that mean, actually? And it was nothing. It's nothing. It's the same pablum we got from Hillary Clinton, even though she turned around and picked an anti-choice VP. All of the establishment groups lined up and supported her. You remember Tim Kaine and the Membrane?
I've never heard of that person before.
Well, look, and again, what was he doing for the ticket? What was the point of that?
Not even a real person.
What are they doing?
Well, as she said, you could break up the big banks, but you still have sexism.
I believe it was racism, Robby.
Racism, sorry.
Which she would
Even
know a lot
harder.
about. But let me not say let's not beat up on Kamala and then pivot and
to Hillary.
pull out my Hillary hits from 2016.
All right, get your licks in. Well, tomorrow on Rising, Emily Jashinsky and Rebecca Azor will join us for the Rising panel to break down big news of the day. We'll find out what that is tomorrow.
Yeah, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any content. And for those of you who, like me, like to listen on the go, we are now available anywhere you listen to podcasts. And be sure to check us out on the Plex TV app.
Yay! See you tomorrow.